Open eye, feel the waves cut through me. Hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me move. Can make me move. Can make me
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
What does perfect even mean? Is there even such a thing? Ooh, can we switch up all the rules and imagine a utopia? Darling, I'm just so fed up with these expectations. They keep weighing me down. My heart is begging me to get the hell out of my head. I
empty town. I'm searching for the lost and found, but you don't care, you're unaware. Keep moving like the scars aren't even there. It's in the air like a blazing flare. Don't stare 'cause the flames will burn us. I thought you were the one for me, that's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. I used to kiss your head when you cried for me. Hold your hand while the pain was over. Keep you warm by the roaring sea. You meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. My darling dear, you're never here. When I'm in pain, you hide and disappear. Like shadows in the atmosphere, charting the stratosphere. Yeah. I prayed for you and kept you near, in hopes you'd chase away my fears. I'm on my own, you made it so, and now I'm chasing nightmares through. I used to run with you through the great big leaves, laugh at you when you laugh at me. Hope for us because I believe the home was just you and me. I thought you were the one for me, that's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me. Oh, you meant the world to me.
Do you remember how you held me then? Now you got me reaching out. And do you see you got me falling in more times than I can get out?
Hello? Oh, hello, my mic's working now. Well, hello everyone to Tuesday night's cast of Dorado Gaming Gamma versus Elysium Black in the Phoenix Rising Novice Division, or Novice League Lunar Division. We got draft going on, just started up. Elysium Black with the first ban coming out. It's going to be the Zinzhao, quickly followed by the Noonier from the Dorado Gaming Gamma. I know Reggie has been spamming a lot of Nooner recently, but it seems like a kind of strange ban considering the current meta around a lot of fighting junglers and you know, junglers that want to brawl and just get kills early and continue to scale out. The Mundo banned away for Elysium Black, followed quickly by the Jarvan Hover. My name is Septi. I'll be casting solo for the first bit of tonight. Vulture might be joining me a little bit later on, but for now we're going to run the solo cast and see how this goes. With 10 seconds left on this second ban, Dorado Gaming Gamma, considering this Jarvan ban, kind of curious as to see, you know, what these teams decide to pull out in the first week of the Phoenix Rising League, because, you know, these are two new teams, right? I mean, Dorado Gaming Gamma existed before. They had Money as their AD carry, but now they have picked up Leiden, who is a very good AD carry. And they are, you know, just looking to stomp the PRL after a disappointing finish in UJL. So a triple ban for the jungle. It's the insta-lock Misfortune coming out from Elysium Black. Really strong pick nowadays with her Eclipse build into, you know, a combination of lethality and crit pen. Let's see what Dorado Gaming Gamma looks to focus as their pickups here. Thinking about the Braum. Now, I actually have no idea what the current meta is right now in scrims. I'm a little bit out of it myself. But Braum being hovered here by Dorado Gaming Gamma as a good counter to MF, you know, able to block the bullet time with the shield, but making me eat my words, you know, baiting by hovers. The Ziggs being locked in for Gamma is a good flex between mid and AD. You know, OG Kush being known for the Ziggs himself. And Leiden, I don't know if he plays it that much, but it could be a good pick nonetheless. And let's look to probably secure a strong AD jungler. Oh, nope, they will just immediately get rid of the flex potentially with this Ezreal pickup into the Misfortune. Kind of a strange matchup into Misfortune. Doesn't really get the push because Misfortune can hail of bullets to the wave and then look to land double ups through the wave onto the Ezreal, considering he's going to be farming at range with that Mystic shot nonetheless. But let's see what else Elysium Black will look to pick up here. Something of note for our Dorado fans here is that on Elysium Black we have Reggie in the jungle, a support for Dorado Gaming, a substitute for Dorado Gaming Omega, who has helped them out in a lot of games, and Hoshiyumi, the former AD carry for Dorado Gaming main team, has left and gone to play support for a different organization. I mean, he's still here. He's still the homie, but he's playing support on this other team against Dorado, and so it's gonna be a fun series. Not even a series. I think it's just a best of one. Mid-Grand Puddle. Yeah, and Mid-Grand Canyon as well. His sub for Dorado at some point as well. Again with the Braum hover. After the Trundle and Nautilus quick lock for Elysium Black, which is kind of interesting because Trundle I really dislike into Ziggs and Ezreal. Yeah, you have the pillar, but Ziggs has his minefield as well as his satchel charge to displace as well as create space, and Ezreal does have his E to get away from Trundle as well. So not a very good matchup for the jungler in Elysium Black being able to get kited out. But as we move into second rounds of bans, we do see a Z ban come out potentially. I think it's just a hover. I don't know if they're actually going to ban this because they did already show jungle, and it's unlikely that Elysium Black will pick it mid. I will eat my words though. Z ban coming out for Dorado Gaming Gamma, and let's see. It looks like Elysium Black could look to target down some of Fireflan's pool, or Never Outmatched pool. But to be honest, there are so many top laners up still that it makes sense probably to target the jungle pool more right now, considering they have their favorable jungler matchup in the Trundle. And Fireflan's does traditionally lean more towards a tank pickup. Yep, as you see, the Viego ban coming out for targeting Never Outmatched. And the Wukong hover. I don't know why these guys hover their bans for so long and give the other team, you know, so much time to think about, you know, what they're talking about. But we see the Wukong ban potentially hovered for the Last of Coterie. A very, you know, strong weak side player and strong side player. He uses his resources well, and is a very strong laner in that sense. The Wukong ban is confirmed. So another team fight tool taken away from Elysium Black. But Elysium Black needs to look to pick up some AP in the second round of picks. Some mid lane picks like an Orianna, or I actually don't know the pools of these players that well. Interesting that Elysium Black bans the Jax away from themselves, it seems, because I don't know how much Fireflans plays it, and Jax is the last of Coterie's, you know, is the last of Coterie's like almost, you know, signature champion that he's played. And the Camille hover coming out for Gamma, leaving the potential counter pick for Never Outmatched after the Trundle is getting shown though. Seems like an interesting draft strategy for Dorado Gaming Gamma. I guess they were just comfortable with the Camille blind. And so now we'll see a top and mid pick come out for Elysium Black here, assuming that this Trundle is going jungle. Note that it could go, you know, back towards top lane, but it's not been the most prominent top lane pick on this past patch. Things more so along the lines of Camille, Set, Ornn have been played in the role. I wonder, Yone coming out for Elysium Black is going to be the mid pickup, which means that there has to be some AP here. Whether it's Mordekaiser, whether it's Kennen, whether it's, you know, Cho'Gath, is yet to be seen, but there definitely needs to, you know, be some AP, otherwise yeah, otherwise this this composition is going to be really heavily AD focused and just allow, you know, the Ziggs and the Ezreal to build an early arm guard and frozen heart respectively, and just really Fiora locked in. My goodness. Okay, we have a spicy game. We have the Yone, we have the Fiora as the solo laners for Elysium Black. Some very high skill, high hype potential plays could come out from these two. But Dorado Gaming Gamma looking to round out this last pick with a good jungler here. Lee Sin hovered. Is it going to be the Lee Sin? Now, Lee Sin I don't like into Fiora and Yone. Fiora will just shit on Lee Sin. Pardon my language. I have family stream. And the Kayn locked in. I keep getting baited by hovers. But Kayn locked in for Dorado Gaming Gamma. A very nice pickup into 4 melees. And a fairly immobile ADC. Should be looking to go red Kayn here in this matchup. But overall, I mean, looking at the strengths of this draft, bot lane for Dorado Gaming Gamma very safe into this Misfortune Trundle. Braum Ezreal, like the staple safe lane. Misfortune will have the push. Now, whether Trundle will be able to abuse the Kayn in his own jungle is yet to be seen. Because, you know, Kayn, very slippery, clears his camps very fast, and is able to, you know, be in and out of his own quadrants of the jungle very quickly, and can look to, you know, jump through walls if he ever gets worried, if he ever is in danger. Pardon me, give me 1 second, guys, and I'll continue my analysis. But yeah, no, looking at this jungle matchup again, though, it's going to be interesting because Kayn is going to be looking to farm, but is also going to get, you know, as many red orbs as he wants throughout the entire game. All 3 lanes, as well as the jungle matchup, will give him the transformation that he wants. And, you know, it should be pretty easy to gank through top. Should be pretty easy to gank through mid, given the satchel. And so Kayn should be able to just roll over this game really easily and get the form that he wants really fast. And be spiking very early, potentially around even that 2nd dragon mark, if the first one is taken fairly early on. But looking at win conditions here, Dorado Gaming Gamma can play this game out pretty safely. They can play for a 4-1. They can siege really well with Ziggs and Ezreal. They take turrets very quickly, but on that same vein, they do need to start taking structures fairly early on, because that is what their comp does. They want to start accelerating their gold. They want to get plates. They want to play around the satchel on Ziggs, being able to take turrets very quickly, which is going to be a little bit difficult given how their bot lane should not have the push versus MF and Nautilus. And this Camille versus Fiora matchup is kind of difficult to predict because there's the potential for both players to outplay, right? You have Fiora with the counter and Camille who can dodge away with her hook shot. And I wonder if Camille is actually going to take Ignite this game, because if she does, that could lead to a whole other possibilities of trades and potential fight win conditions for both players. Fiora also being able to parry the Ignite if it gets used. But no, so yeah, we will see probably both junglers pathing towards topside early on, unless, you know, Reggie, the Trundle, thinks that he wants to play through bot lane early and wants to look for early pressure onto this Ezreal Braum. But with all that said, I mean, if I had to make a prediction this game, I honestly like the comp of Dorado Gaming Gamma much better. I think player skill wise is very close. So this is really going to come down to execution between these two teams. And I think the burden of execution is more on Elysium Black than it is on Dorado Gaming Gamma, given, you know, the Fiora and the Trundle having to do a lot of work to basically make their champions as viable as possible in these picks. But with that said, I am going to take a quick break. I've been talking nonstop and I need to drink some water. So I will come back at the start of the game and we will see what happens.
Down in the deep of my mind, I crawl for you and try. Oh, you make me wanna talk back to you. Say it like that. If I hate you, then find someone new. Baby, but you know I never will. No, so I choke you down just like a pill. Take you like a
I can never ever find the right words, and there's no way this is real life. There's no telling you're the right girl, so I can only say that it feels right. It feels right. It feels right. Yeah, I can only say that it feels right. It feels right. It feels right. Yeah, I can only say that it feels right. This is just a must. Put me in perspective, I'm the deepest in the cut. Everybody tuning in, but this is just for us now. We know I ain't ballin' yet. Hoes wanna holler, oh no, I don't call them back. Girl, let me see you hold it down, we gon' have a blast. Cause I just wanna know what you gonna do with all of that. Ain't gotta say a word, I know what's up. You can have it all, watch me rip it off. I'll admit it, you got me feeling hella loved. Even when it's going down, know that we gon' live it up. Young shot caller, always been a baller. Know that you the one, I can feel it in my heart. Yeah, I won't stop charging, we go and come harder. I can see you and I, way beyond the stars, girl. I can never ever find the right words.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Dorado Gaming Esports cast of the Phoenix Rising Novice League Lunar Division Week 1. We already got a spicy level 1 going on here.
Yeah,
I suppose
big
before
gaming going on.
before we go into this, I should introduce my co-caster. I have Chelsea alongside me doing play-by-play. Hello Chelsea, how you doing?
Good morning. I'm doing great. I
Good
see
morning.
2 stacks of 5 people. It's morning in my heart. Don't question it.
Oh my goodness. Okay. But yeah, so it's gonna be a spicy matchup today. I mean, both teams trying to go for the 5-man invader, the 5-man stack. Now Dorado Gaming Gamma actually moving forward.
Oh,
into
they're
the top
going.
side. Yeah, right.
They're going. They smell blood. They went for the stack first. Maybe they'll find Coterie here on the Fiora. Dashes over the wall, crucially gets away from any potential CC, but Dorado Gaming will drop a ward in the blue side.
But
of
this is
Elysium's
devastating.
jungle.
This is devastating for Gamma because their bot lane is not going to get to their wave in time for the first
No.
CS.
Leadin and Hooked on Place running for their absolute lives as it looks like Never Outmatched is actually going to force this blue down. You have to assume Elysium does know, however, might be a vertical jungle angle. Riv 60 and Hoshiyumi getting the leash off. Maybe going to try and cut off Leadin and Hooked on Flays. The early game power of this MF Nautilus cannot be understated.
And let's see if they get in range for the experience. It's going to be really close, and they just barely do get the experience for all 3 minions in the bot lane there.
Yeah, that's just a never punished angle.
Never punished. And Reggie looks to be going to his chickens instead of the bot side of Never Outmatched, which seems really interesting to me because in my head, MF Nautilus should have the push. Okay, he's doing it now, but I'm surprised he took the time to stop for his chickens. When he could have used that time to maybe...
Oh, Hook goes in. Hoshiyumi, level 2. Lead in. Exhaust is burned by Hooked on Flays. The flash... Oh, actually, that is Leadin's exhaust. That is Ignite exhaust bot lane. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, OG Kush getting eat on by Yone. Mid Grand Canyon does get a bit of a trade. Looks like it's not going to be a kill, but Riv 60 and Hoshiyumi really abusing the level 2 strength of that MF Nautilus, burning the Ezreal flash before 3 minutes into the game, only at the cost of Hoshiyumi's Ignite.
And that engage right there in the bot lane can basically just ensures that...
Oh, flash forward from Hoshiyumi to the mid lane. Insane roam, but not punish. OG Kush getting a really good satchel charge to sort of dissuade the play. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Fireflans, level 3, but still too low. Gets the auto attack, not going to go down. Last of the coterie, gets the winning trade, and gets level 3 too.
Now, as the directed cam went up there, we did see, Fireflans get stunned by the parry from Fiora. I imagine the hookshot wall dive didn't end as well as he wanted it to. Ended up getting stunned and taking the very bad end of a trade. That said, we have a roam down from the Yone into botside river. Could potentially find this Ezreal without his flash early on, but decides to just drop
in the top lane though. Fireflans gets the hookshot. Parry doesn't get the stun. Never Outmatched is here. The red buff ticking. Flash away from Last of the Coterie. Flash forward from Never Outmatched. The Reaping Slash is not enough, but the auto attack is leading. However, in the bot side gets hooked up. That is 1 kill for Riv 60. You have to imagine that's going to be another secured by Hoshiyumi, and the cross map goes through. First blood for the side of Dorado Gaming, but 2 quick kills picked up in response for Elysium.
And that could have been so much worse for Dorado Gaming Gamma if, Never Outmatched had not gotten the Triumph heal at the very end of that kill onto the Last of Coterie. Just barely edging out with 1 little bit of health left. Could have been much worse, but honestly, kind of skirts out with just a little bit of life left. And with that bot side trade going really poorly, we see, Leadin coming back with just enough money for a tier and a pink ward. Which doesn't mean, his laning is too bad. It's going to mean he can throw out a couple more Qs and just, basically allow himself to scale it better. They're definitely not going to be fighting. And so full bot side river control as well as bot side jungle control could be Elysium Blacks if they want it. And we see Kayn reset back up towards the top side. Potentially could look to go to the top side of this Trundle here and look for the second spawn of camps that he took early on.
Yeah, I mean, it's really good to see the weak side as we see Trundle actually popping Kayn popping the Scryer's Bloom. So we see Hoshiyumi in the top side, maybe looking for a play, but they have an idea that this Kayn is still in their top side jungle.
And it seems interesting that they didn't try and make a play with the Last of Coterie, being so far up in his lane.
Oh, and gang coming through. There's no parry for Last of the Coterie. Kayn W does go wide, but it seems maybe Coterie is going to get over the wall, but the flash forward from Fireflans. Blast Cone may not be enough. Last of the Coterie looking to queue over, but the hook shot is there. Fireflans gets the kill onto Last of the Coterie, really playing into the split map identity that they started all the way back from level 1.
Now, it's really interesting now because now we have a topside versus botside kind of game with this first dragon going over to Elysium Black. I almost said Dorado Gaming because I saw Hoshiyumi's name, but he's not on Dorado anymore.
No hard feelings.
I almost got
no
really
hard
debated
feelings.
there. But no, it's going to be a topside versus botside carry game. It's going to be how quickly can Elysium Black up the tempo with these dragon takes early on, as well as denying these bot camps from Never Outmatched. Versus, how devastated can they make this Fiora in the top lane? Because a pick like Fiora is not going to do well from behind. She is a piece of paper at level 1, And the more death she has is just the more wet she becomes as a piece of paper, you know. She's going to be so squishy later on. As she's coming back to lane, you know, after dying twice with only a ruby crystal and a longsword compared to the sheen of this Camille here. And with the lane being built and with the wave being built up on this top side, we could see a dive coming out from the Camille and the Kayn. But opting out of it as the Kayn just looks to go back towards his top camps.
Yeah, really interesting to see if Fireflans maybe will start to set up that slow push. We actually do see a really big wave crashing. However, Never Outmatch actually playing instead for the bot camps. But the hook comes in from Hoshiyumi. More action in the bot side. Concussive Blows does stun the Nautilus up. It looks like the play is going to dissipate. But MF Nautilus is very strong. And an Ezreal that sort of gets put behind early is never going to be able to match that laning power.
Now, here's something that really interests me though, is when you look at the CS numbers, I see one thing that stands out very, very much, and that is, or I see a couple things actually. One, the fact that this Ezreal is even farm with the MF after taking such a beating early on, as well as how this Kayn and Trundle are even on farm. Now, Kayn, a jungler known very well to being a power farmer, is, I feel like, should have more of a CS lead at this point, considering how much, you know, faster he clears the multi-camps as Trundle. But it's going to be interesting as Trundle's going towards his top side.
Yeah, Trundle actually... I mean, the hook shot, though, is enough. Trundle actually spotted out by that control ward in the top bush. Fireflans not really, you know, committing too hard, saving the hook shot. Mid Grand Canyon gets another Yone Q3 onto the OG Kush. And we look at his mana pool, that Ziggs, very low mana, also doesn't have the teleport. The ulti, though, is going to come through. Will this be a solo kill? The flash away, the Yone reactivates the E. Will be able to make it out safely, though. Never Outmatch. Maybe looking to get the trade in mid Grand Canyon on the Yone seems to be out. Never Outmatch does spot Reggie, you know, on that Rift Herald. Doesn't decide to go for the fight, instead going to clear his top camps. Really well executed play by mid Grand Canyon. Ziggs sort of an exploitable champion if you're able to, you know, attack his mana pool. You know, once he is out of mana, using that Yone ultimate to finish Ziggs off under the tower. Doesn't matter, can reactivate the E, get out. You know, easy peasy solo kill. For the Yone.
And something interesting here is that the Ziggs hasn't picked up a tier early on, and so his mana troubles will only get worse. Granted, he does have the last chapter now, which should give him some, you know, some relief in that mana pool issues, you know, gaining mana per level. But I don't think it'll be enough to stay in lane indefinitely because, you know, a champion like Ziggs, who loves spamming spells, who loves using his mana, is really going to want an item like the tier, as Fireflans just has this really beautiful freeze in the top lane, denying Coterie of all of this CS. There's never a match looking to go into this top side here. Fireflans
coming through. Hextech ultimatum. We see the Fiora Grand Challenge flash away, but the Kayn ultimate is enough. Yeah, Coterie trying to make these outplays happen, but there is only so much you can do, and every single time you mess up the outplay, it becomes even harder. But in the mid lane, flash ulti from Hoshiyumi. The satchel charge is enough to dodge the hook, but the knockup comes through. Reggie is here. It's a 1v3 situation. OG Kush getting as much damage as possible, but the kill is going to be given over to this Yone TP from Fireflans. So they're looking to try and capitalize on all the damage that OG Kush came in, but Never Outmatched. He doesn't have any ulti. Fireflans now going in. Never Outmatched went down before. Fireflans not able to get the sweep onto Reggie. That is 2 more kills donated to the side of Elysium Black. And Hooked on Flays on the Braum really can just sit mid and catch the XP. It was a good look in theory, but you know, if you go in one at a time, you're just, you know, doing charity work for the enemy team.
It's a disaster for Dorado Gaming Gamma. You know, they had a great play top lane, a great dive to deny, you know, Fiora of a massive wave in the top side there, to only, you know, overextend and overplay their hand in this mid lane here and just give over 2 free kills, you know, to Elysium Black. You know, it's, and now Fiora on the return is going to get 2 plates in top lane, you know, with the time that Camille is dead.
Camille actually going in for the hook shot though. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, OG Kush gets pillared up. Yone killing spree, level 9 mid Grand Canyon, really making his mark on this lane phase. Hoshiyumi might look lead and takes the Q2 from MF. The hook does get buffered. Really good arcane shift by Leiden. Hooked on plays and Leiden will be able to walk out. We see pings coming down though. Never Outmatched may look to get a bait. He does have the red cane, crucially. Has that knock up on the Blade's reach. Reggie, however, is already finished this Cloud Dragon off. That is 2 dragons for the side of Elysium, making that Soul win con. With the Infernal Soul, imagine a Misfortune, a Yone with all that extra damage. Dorado Gaming Gamma is going to have to stabilize the game at some point to stop this from snowballing out of control.
And now we're back to the top side, back where we last traded off calling the game. But we see Fireflans building up a wave and Kane moving towards the top side here. Honestly, could be a really massive play if they're able to stack that wave and dive it against the Fiora here. But with this Infernal map, Never Outmatched should be spotted by Reggie really quickly. The 1v1 coming
Never Outmatched going for the 1v1. The Subjugate is there. Last of the Coterie is here before Fireflans, crucially though. Never Outmatched looking to use the ultimate to try and avoid the Grand Challenge for a little bit, but it looks like numbers are just not on the side of Dorado. Hoshiyumi on the Nautilus is here. Hextech Ultimatum came through. Never Outmatched. The first one to go down. The Yone ult gets 2 though. Maybe this is a kill on the Yone. Gets stunned up by the concussive glows. Ziggs bomb come through. Yone will limp away. 1-0 for the side of Elysium, but that, you have to imagine, could have gone so much worse. The entirety of Elysium is roamed up while Leiden is getting this bot wave in, so that is a bit of a consolation prize for Dorado Gaming Gamma.
And that has to hurt for Dorado, seeing the health bars on the side of Elysium Black there. You do so much damage. It just seemed like, they lost track of the Nautilus. They didn't know where the vision was in that invade for Never Outmatched, and so they got punished for it. And with all of these plays going wrong, it's allowing the Fiora to come back into the game, and the lead that was existing in this top side of the map is almost no more. Because if we pulled the gold graphs here, hello, my gold graph did not seem to be working. I don't know why. I'm pressing X and it is not working, so we will figure this out another way. But if we look at the gold, I'm sure it is very close between the Camille and the Fiora.
Yeah, Camille is about 300 gold up on the Fiora.
Right. And, with the Trundle not focusing this top side because of the Herald, could lead to Fireflans falling even further behind and Fiora getting a couple more kills, as Reggie is looking to wrap around on this Camille here. She does have flash and she does have her flash and hookshot up. Depending on what she does here, could mean
Fireflans going in for the trade though. Tries to hookshot out, pillared. Amazing pillar from Reggie. Flash away though. Mid Grand Canyon might have taken the wrong angle. Has to wait for the hookshot cooldown. The Yone Q3 will miss. Fireflans, really good pathing, abusing Yone, going for the greedy angle, and is able to make it out at the cost of his flash. However, Rift Herald will be free. You have to imagine Elysium will be able to take this. OG Kush, though, is Ziggs in the mid lane, maybe looking to get waves. You get enough tower damage, and suddenly Ziggs executes it with the satchel charge. Fortunately for this Ziggs, hasn't really been able to chip away at this tower at all this game. That is going to be a bit of a later game type of win con. But we see Dorado setting up in the bot side. Leiden spotted on a control ward. Could there be a scuffle as Hoshiyumi walks into the bush? Sweeper comes through. Blade's Reach knocks up. Concussive blows, gets the stun. Hoshiyumi, the target, flashes away. That should be the kill. The Kane ultimate will secure it. Mid Grand Canyon now the next target. Concussive blows hasn't been procced. We see Mid Grand Canyon with the Yone ult hooked on place will be the first victim. Flash pillar from Reggie looking to pick up Leiden. Leiden will go down. OG Kush now on the Ziggs. The immobile mage should be able to run away. He has enough starting distance, but Reggie instead just drops the Herald. They want this tower. They want to go for the property destruction. Get some gold into the pockets of Elysium. This will be the first tower if it does go down, and it does to the Rift Herald. Gold given over, but Never Outmatched going in with the Blade's Reach, gets pillared away. The play dissipates, and that is advantage Elysium.
And Chelsea, all this fighting, all this brawling, all of these kills going back and forth, the Herald being dropped on mid, breaking that first turret open, and we only have a 3k gold lead. This game is honestly incredible. It's super exciting because when I think about the comps, I think about a poke comp and a comp that just wants to fight with you all day and can engage with you from any point on the map. The Trundle Pillar by far has been the MVP of this early game so far. They didn't get the kill into Fireflans, but that was, I think, the most hyped Trundle Pillar I've seen all season long. Including last season and since January. But considering, this is week 1 of their season. Regardless, hype Trundle pillars from Reggie, almost getting the kill into Fireflons there, and also denying the Ezreal. And I didn't say it earlier because we had some fighting happening, but Trundle also used the pillar to knock Ziggs to the other side of his satchel, which knocked him back towards the Yone instead of away. But this dragon does get started up.
It's actually started up by Dorado.
And we have our battle lines drawn here. Hoshiyumi potentially looking for a flank, but this dragon is going to be gone before anything can happen.
Goes down, no contest. I mean, Coterie had TP.
Yeah, but we have to see now. They did use TP on Fireflons, so Coterie has to use this time now to take the top turret and look to probably rotate down to this bot side and look to threaten this bottom turret here now that he has a longer lane top and can look to threaten an opposite side turret, because the next objective spawning, should be, I mean, I guess it's Baron, right? Because there's no Herald anymore. But vision being cleared out by Hoshiyumi, he doesn't have any allies close at
Never
hand.
outmatched. Oh, the buffer does come through. The Nautilus hook will drag him away, and he has friends. The depth charge actually turning on to never outmatch. But Dorado Gaming is here in spades, 4 men strong, looking to chase down Hoshiyumi. Satchel charge comes through. Kobe, Brian, OG, Kush gets the snipe, but it isn't enough damage. TP actually burned from Coterie.
And that seems like a bit of a waste of a TP, don't you think? Because we just had that plan on the bot side. They gave away the dragon, probably saying something along the lines of, "It's okay, guys. We're gonna take top turret, and we still have TP advantage on our top laner here." To only have it burned like that, that must feel pretty bad for Elysium Black. But they're still in the driver's seat. They still have this 3k gold lead and a dragon lead, and they really need to start playing around this Misfortune and Yone and Nautilus ulti combo to start creating pressure around the map. So they do have their mid tower broken. The next object that there should be, the next structure side they should be going for, should be this bot lane turret. And with only an Ezreal defending it, it should be pretty easy to take, considering Yone could probably chunk him out as well as, push the mid wave and move down to take this turret. But with a lot of red side vision in the bot river, it is going to take probably a couple waves to properly set up a safe play on this bot side.
Yeah, this, in terms of gold for Elysium Black, it is so mid-bot focus, specifically on this Yone and this MF, both having around 7.3k gold. They're really the focal points, and both of these champions are like, they're teamfight monsters with the bullet time, but we see a play coming through. Hoshiyumi might have stepped a little too far forward, pops the depth charge onto lead, and Arcane Shift away, saves him from the knockback, but never outmatched, forced to flash. Hoshiyumi, though, pops the locket, but the Yone ult comes through. This is the bullet time, but it's blocked a bit by Hooked on Plays. Mid Grand Canyon flashes and doesn't hit the Q onto Leiden, but the W is enough. Double kill now as he picks up Hooked on Plays, and with the support of Reggie, Mid Grand Canyon is going to be unpunished for that aggressive Yone play. He is level 12. He has the money. This Yone is the main carry of Elysium Black right now, and they pick up 2 free kills. Fireflons roam down mid, while Coterie was able to get the wave shoving back towards the side of Dorado Gaming.
Yeah, I mean, again, you saw the health bars on Hoshiyumi and Riv. 1 HP on both of them. Feels really bad not to secure those kills. But yeah, a missed Q from Never Unmatched had to force his flash out there. But with that said, they did end up making the play for that bot turret and were able to force it down. And now with the map completely exposed for Elysium Black, you have to think that they're going to be looking to push this mid wave in and look to play side lanes, look to secure this vision around Baron and potentially bait, or even just slow the game down and play for this Infernal Soul that's come. Never a match behind them here in a little bit of a sneaky spot.
Maybe a flank coming through from the Kane. The Blade Reach comes
Misfortune
through.
doesn't have flash.
No flash MF. Riv 60 will be picked off. TP from OG Kush. Might have been a bit overkill, but it looks like Dorado Gaming want to break this mid outer. They want to open up the map for themselves, and how are they going to get that done? Elysium Black still has a lot of members. Hoshiyumi walking up, trying to force OG Kush and Leiden back. We see pings onto the Baron. They're going to change their game plan, looking to try and secure this Baron with the MF down. Yeah, we see 5 members. The control word is popped, but Elysium Black know this play is happening. Reggie walking in, seen on the sweeper.
Ooh.
Baron's down to about, half health now. Reggie
like
walks up,
this
gets
off
tagged
after
by
whipping the Bramble.
impressive blows. Subjugate comes through though. Yeah, it seems Baron is going to be stopped by Dorado Gaming Gamma. Decide not to overcommit to the play and potentially throw, but the Yone ult catches OG Kush. Satsu Charge will get him out for now. The reactivation is not enough damage to kill, but suddenly Dorado Gaming has to back, and we see the dragon is going to be spawning fairly soon. Now this gives Elysium Black an opportunity to set up vision control. Dorado Gaming are going to be fighting for this Soul Point dragon, or I guess the dragon that would give Soul Point, if you want to phrase it like that. They're going to be fighting for this dragon at a major disadvantage. In fact, they're just going to give it.
Yeah, no,
they aren't gonna.
it was the worst case scenario. You had a great play around the mid, finding the pick onto the misfortune, and you should have had a free. I don't even think a 20-minute Baron is doable with a comp like this. The only person you have that does decent damage to the Baron is the Ziggs with the Leandries. Like, you have a great setup on mid. You could break the turret, open up the map for yourself, extend that mid lane to push your wave down, and then you reset with the tempo you have from taking mid, and you look to secure this dragon vision. But instead, they opt for the greedy play and go for the Baron and get punished for it. They lose not only the dragon, but they don't get the Baron, and they don't get the mid turret, but also with Fireflans missing that hook shot could mean his
No
death
hook
here.
shot coming through. Hoshiumi
is-
coming in with the depth charge. Hook shot 2 comes through, but we see the
It's a
flash forward from
formality.
Hoshiumi. You have to assume the Hextech ultimatum is too little too late. Leaded and Hooked on Flays were looking to try and support Fireflans, but they just were too far, and now suddenly Baron becomes an option for Elysium.
But the
It's
thing is,
the
this is still a
insane-
4v4. Yone doesn't have TP if this play were to happen here. Fireflans,
Yeah.
OG Kush, and Never Unmatched looking to go onto this team. They know the Yone's bot lane with no
Yeah.
TP. Finding the
The
W onto
opportunity comes
Hoshiumi.
through. Never outmatched, gets rooted up. The play looks like it might dissipate. No kills coming through on either side. But that means Yone is getting free push in the bot lane. Yeah, I got excited for a high 4v4 fight. You have to assume that a fight without Yone is probably the best chance for Dorado. But if they're, Elysium realizing that Dorado really just wants to force that play by any means necessary, so just disengaging, really smart and patient play, and they get 650 gold onto the main carry. This Yone is so far ahead of the curve right now. Really, Dorado needs to coordinate to use this concussive blows, maybe even the Hextech ultimatum, to just lock this Yone down and pick him off at the start of the fight, or you have to assume that's going to be nearly impossible for Dorado to win any of these
absolutely.
fights.
And after, the bungle of a map lead that Dorado had on that mid lane play, you'd love to see the Yone, without a second thought, continue pushing that bot lane as, his team tells him, we got this, this 4v4 isn't going to happen. Just push that lane and get that turret. It's free gold for us. It's free gold for you. We're going to take this advantage that we have it here. As, now, Elysium Black, sorry, I blanked on the name for a second, is going to be moving into this top side, setting up vision on the top side jungle, trying to clear out all this vision in the river to potentially set up a Baron play or even a vision overcommit from the side of Dorado Gaming Gamma to then, quickly pivot vision towards bot side and this dragon, as you already see a couple pink wards set up for Elysium Black. It does seem to be a little bit of a vision gambit coming out from them, trying to play the map smart. But a 1v1 happening from Coterie and
1v1 coming
Fireflans
through.
here.
Coterie is 2 levels down, pops the grand challenge anyway. That's 3 vitals. Fireflans is taking so much damage. Flash away. Coterie does go for the Q finish, but the flash away from Fireflans is enough. But
And somehow that's
you're
only flash
level-
for flash. It seemed
somehow
as...
when you're... Sorry.
Sorry, I cut you off twice. No, it seemed surely that Fireflans was going to go down there after the damage that Coterie did, despite being 2 levels down. That's insane. Fiora is a fun and balanced champion, right? Thank you very much for this champion.
I mean, Coterie, if you look at the gold, Coterie is actually only about 400 gold down. And considering how difficult that early game was, to say the least, it's really good for the team of Elysium that they were able to get this play. But Hoshiumi might have stepped up too far. Blade Reach going to start off the fight again. Winter's Bite does tag him. Concussive blows at pop, but the bullet time coming through, blocked by Hooked on Plays. Hoshiumi will be the first one to go down. Ready and red. The next target, Blade Reach, does get a crucial kill. This is 2 over Dorado right now. Is this the fight that they need? However, mid Grand Canyon on the Yone picks off lead and 2 for 1 so far. Dorado Gaming going to leave before the rest of the fight can go south. Hooked on Plays and the OG Kush getting extremely low there. the Yone just tearing through the backline, but they were able to hold on for long enough that it was a positive numbers play for Dorado.
And
We
that's
see this dragon is going to spawn soon.
And that's just what you need, though, for Dorado, in terms of map, in terms of mental, in terms of everything that you could possibly need going into, the later parts of this game. We're 26 minutes in. We're moving towards the spawn of our 5th dragon in less than a minute here. You have to see these recalls start coming out soon for, the members of Dorado Gaming Gamma. You have Hooked on Plays, who's on the map with no wards and less than a minute left on this dragon here. They have one line out, but could potentially be a trade here with Elysium Black on this Baron, starting it up with the dragon spawning in less than 10 seconds. It does seem that Dorado Gaming Gamma know or sense the possibility that it could be started up here, using the blue trinket on the banana bush instead of the Baron pit itself, so they don't actually know the HP. They do now with
Yone
this pink ward here.
is over. OG Kush taking a lot of damage. Will not go down though.
Great smite from Reggie securing that with the Ezra Q coming in as well. But as a trade, it does seem that Never Unmatched will be doing this dragon on the bot side. Blue trinket spotting it out and confirming such. So dragon for Baron does deny the soul, but I think Elysium Black are more than happy than taking this Baron.
Yeah, soul denial is really good here. Dorado need to make this Baron not be worth as much as Barons are generally worth, but it seems Elysium Black looking to push the tempo, really playing for this siege. They have a Baron cannon chipping away at this mid turret. Leiden and OG Kush need to take this down. It will go down. The mid turret survives with the sliver of HP, but we see last of the Coterie starting the split push. He's going to be playing for the spot inhibitor. And when you consider how the last fight went between this Fiora and this Camille, it makes sense that Elysium Black want to go for this play.
And also, if Elysium Black sees an even numbers play, they almost will always go for it, as we've seen so far this game. Hoshiumi looking with the insane dredge lines onto anyone he can find. If there's even numbers, even if there's, sometimes fewer numbers, with this Camille now finally matching the Fiora in this bot side here. Mid turret does go down, as top lane is not really in a position to be pushed after the fact. But could be potentially bad if Coterie steps up forward while his team is looking for topside vision. But with this Baron buff, they're just going to securely use their cannons to hit down these turrets. Massive damage from the Trundle onto the turret here.
Pillar comes through, but Trundle himself is taking massive damage. One more stack from the concussive blows would have been it, but look at the trades. Last of the Coterie has gotten Fireflans chunked down. Fireflans at this point just needs to call a friend. Needs someone to help maybe 2v1 this Fiora, and even then it's not a guaranteed deal. True Shot Barrage barely touches these baroned up minions. OG Kush having a bit of better luck getting this wave clear down. Never outmatched though. Goes for the never outmatched. Winning the mental warfare game with the E smite.
I mean, here's the thing though. Ziggs fortunately for 90% of the game does not have the wave clearing prowess he once had. As Never a Match looking for a plan to Coterie.
This is the 2v1 that I was talking about. The Blade Reach does hit into the hook shot. There's no parry coming out. Parry finally comes out, but it's too little, too late. But look at the fight! Leiden goes down. Hooked on Blaze goes down. That is 2 down mid. The mid inhibitor tower is broken. The mid inhibitor will be next. Fireflans and Never Outmatched have to get this flank. The health bars are kind of low for the side of Elysium Black. Hookshot does go wide. Rift 60 able to walk out. Mid-Grand Canyon gets the Q3 onto OG Kush, but the satchel charge will bring him away. Mid-Grand Canyon needs to survive against this Camille, but the Camille Cho'Gath ult going in. Rift 60 can't even trade onto Never Outmatched. Fireflans gets, I believe that was a triple kill in that fight, acing the side of Elysium Black. Suddenly, this Camille becomes the win condition that you need, and this Kayn as well with insane amounts of gold. These two bruisers that have a lot of healing are going to be what you need to out-sustain this Yone, deal with this Fiora, and able to pick off this misfortune in these fights.
I mean, that was a great fight. That was exactly what you needed for Dorado Gaming Gamma. That is the, with the kill going down into the Fiora, really opens up, the fight for the Kayn, for the Camille, because Fiora really is a pain in the side of those champions with the combination of true damage as well as, the parry that can come out from Fiora and stun and block the hookshot wall dive, as well as the Kayn W. But I don't think I've heard a more accurate statement for Camille W than just Camille Q than just Camille Cho'Gath R. You know, because I'm pretty sure it does more damage than Cho'Gath R does on, you know, like a 5-second cooldown or something like that. But Kayn taking the opportunity to push in this bot wave here and move towards mid, as you know, if Dorado Gamma Gamma does want to pull this game back, they have a really tall order in front of them. They have to make sure that they, you know, deny this next dragon in less than a minute. They do have good vision setup as Camille backs to match the Fiora and catch this wave. The Fiora recalling and potentially looking to go down to this dragon right away. Yeah, she does path towards bot lane here. And, you know, I feel like Dorado Gamma Gamma should be in this river defending their vision instead of, you know, hanging around in their jungle, because they have good setup. And it's just going to get wiped out by the trio here.
Oh, the hook comes through. OG Kush gets picked off. Force the flash. The bullet time. Will it be enough? He does go down. The Braum shield actually doesn't block the bullet time, and the flash coming through from the Yone. Leiden does arcane shift away. Mid Grand Canyon is exhausted, goes back, and suddenly Fire Flauns and Never Outmatched are here. But Never Outmatched has to go into the Kayn ultimate. Reggie might get picked up. Fire Flauns, though, is able to pick up Coterie. Fire Flauns is full health. Fire Flauns will be able to take this fight, maybe. Hookshot coming through. Double kill so far. Mid Grand Canyon, the target you have to kill. The knockup is not enough. And suddenly, Dorado Gaming Gamma, triple kill for Fire Flauns. And Mid Grand Canyon is left limping and running away as Never Outmatched comes in with the Reaping Slash. The hookshot, the quadra kill, almost a pentakill. But Fire Flauns putting Dorado Gaming Gamma on his back and deciding that he will not lose this game here.
And that's such an amazing play for Dorado Gaming Gamma. That gets them so much closer into the game. The gold lead is down to 3,000. It was at 4,000 just a minute ago. But now they themselves are onto a 3 Infernal Dragon Soul. Fire Flauns with 9 kills and the Kayn with 6. It really is like what we said early on. It is a top versus bottom game. You know, the Camille Kayn versus the Yone and MF. It's going to be who can carry harder. And honestly, it's the top jungle duo of Dorado Gaming Gamma that seem to be doing it most recently. You know, looking really good now. As you know, I was looking at items just now, and I did notice that OG Kush does not have a Zhonya's or even a Seeker's Arm Guard into a full AD composition, which is a little concerning. Considering, you know, again, they are full AD and the item is 1,000 gold. But no, so all the gold is onto this Kayn and this Camille, right? They have the shutdowns, they have, you know, the 3 items each, they have the Death Stance, which is really great into this composition, by the way. They both have Heal Cut, which is fantastic. And Reggie looking to
coming over.
pop in.
Reggie going into Fire Flauns. The bullet time isn't going to be enough. There's just no damage coming through onto Fire Flauns. Reggie will be the first target to go down. Hooked on Place will be answered back. Mid Grand Canyon picks that one up, but Fire Flauns actually goes low. 1,000 gold to Mid Grand Canyon. This Yone finally trying to kill the Camille, and he does get it coming through. I was going to mention last fight, Yone burned everything to go on OG Kush and Leiden. I think he got the memo now that this Ziggs and this Ezreal are not the priority targets. They are just, you know, sort of sprinkles on top of the damage that is coming through from Fire Flauns' Camille. And yes, Yone wasn't able to take the fight, you know, last time, but that is still a 9-2-8 Yone with Mortal Reminder, Shield Bow, IE, GA, almost going to have a Lord Dominic's Regard. You know, you cannot disrespect that. I feel like Fire Flauns underestimated the damage that Yone was going to be able to put out in that short amount of time. I mean, the way the movement was happening, it seemed like he would have been surprised that he died so quickly as well. Never Outmatched wasn't also able to answer it. No one was really like camping the Yone E return, but it still was a fairly even fight. This gold lead has shrunk down, only 1.8k in the favor of Elysium Black, and this Baron is going to be the pivotal objective.
It is started up. But Elysium Black is right there as well. I mean, it seems to be a little bit interesting, you know, that they'd be potentially going for this fight here.
Yeah, Never Outmatched is having his resist shredded by this Baron. Coterie is here now. There's 5 strong from Elysium Black, and Fire Flauns and Never Outmatched are just doing this Baron. You have to imagine
they've done so much to get back into this game. Please don't throw it at Baron again. Please.
I mean, they're dealing a lot of damage. Elysium Black is too hesitant to pull the trigger. Reggie pops the subjugate onto the Braum, tries to walk in, but the fight starts. Bullet time comes through. You can't tell who's winning the fight, but it's going to go down. Fire Flauns actually went into the GA. He has
This
the
fight
GA.
is on the cane.
Yeah, Rip 60 actually goes down,
And that's game.
Is a
That is gonna be
4 for
game
1.
there.
That has to be game.
Dorado Gaming Gamma getting the ace onto Elysium Black with a crazy Baron fight. It looked like a great ulti with the Yone and the MF ulti, but it was just not enough. The Kayn ulti being able to dodge out of a lot of damage, and this Camille GA coming out huge and being able to secure this win. I mean, this is incredible as OG Kush, sends the satchel onto the turret and goes flying with it in celebration here. It is going to be a week 1 victory for Dorado Gaming Gamma in the Phoenix Rising Lunar Division. And I mean, that you have to feel so bad for Elysium Black. They had this game in the bag. Just a couple bad fights, a couple, 2v8 carries on the other team, really did them in.
I mean, if you lose that game at that point, isn't that just on you?
I think so, yeah. You have the macro play. You were in there. You had it in your hand. You had it in your hand, and you let Dorado Gaming Gamma just come by and say, nope, this is mine now. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. And I'm getting screamed at that we that we need an interview. So, Chelsea, I'm gonna ask you who you think your player of the game is, because I have one in mind, but I wanted to take your opinion as well.
I mean, there are 2 options.
There are 2 options.
There are
yes.
exactly 2 options.
No more, no less.
I don't know. I feel like Fireflons had, I would say, higher highs and lower lows that game. I mean, Never Outmatched seemed to be like the more consistent of the 2v8 carry. Fireflons, with that quadra kill was so hype.
I agree. I think for the quadra kill, I think they both did a fantastic job of carrying this game. I think their play was phenomenal. I think the way that they were able to shut down this Fiora and really keep their team in it and carry a lot of those fights late game. But not to just take away credit from a couple of the crazy ultis. Hooked on Flays had some great glacial fissures that interrupted Misfortune R's, like the one on the top side fight at the end there, the one by second tier turret. He interrupted Misfortune ulti and was able to basically make the fight as even as it could have been. But yeah, I think we're gonna give the MVP to Fireflons for that game on his Camille. Honestly, it was amazing. And if Flons could get into one of these calls here, I could drag him down, and it'll be super
Where's our
easy.
content?
I know. I need my players here.
Oh yeah.
Someone yell at Flons to get here.
Hello.
Oh, there he is. Someone moved you for me. Nice.
I have a casting role, so I can just jump
do you?
in.
Oh, yeah. Well, thank you for that. I appreciate you, the spook. I've lost a couple years on my life, but honestly, great first game, Flons. How did it feel, coming back in that game and really, 2v9ing with Never Outmatched there?
A wise man once said, "You can't keep a good topside down, man," and that's honestly, I stand by those words. You really can't keep a good topside down. 7K gold down is nothing.
7K gold down is in fact nothing, but I wanted to talk about it earlier because you had a really strong early game with Never Outmatched on that top side. I know a lot of these questions sound like they're between the two of you, but how much communication was going on versus like how much was it just like, all right, I'm here again, let's just do this now before they come? Was like, did you plan to play around top side? Was it kind of like, that's my question. Did you guys plan to play around top side going into this game?
So the plan going into the game was that I was going to be weak side because we assumed Reggie was going to camp the shit out of me. But when we went in for an early, when we went in for an early invade on the bot side, or I'm sorry, in the top side, we actually 5-stacked in the bush, expecting them to come blow my flash. And then Noah saw the chance to pick up the blue, and we split the map, which I think was actually really advantageous for us because Noah was basically hovering me in the early game, and I kept calling ahead of time, like, hey, we can look here. Fiora doesn't have flash, she doesn't have riposte. Yeah, so it wasn't the game plan, but we adapted on the fly really well.
Yeah, no, and it seemed like the game plan worked out for you guys really well, and it kept you guys in the game for most of the time there. And moving down to these Baron calls, moving on to these Baron calls, all right? These things gave me so much anxiety to watch because after that second Baron call, at least the one that won you the game, because the first one just gave me so much anxiety and so much sadness. So when I saw you guys throw a bit of a map lead there, you could have taken the mid tower, you could have maybe taken the mid tower and dragon if you'd gotten set up, but instead you went to Baron got denied the Baron, got denied the mid tower, and got denied Dragon. Was the plan? Did you guys know you could end the second you guys won that fight on the Baron there?
Yeah, of course. Listen, Noah is the modern day odd one. He's the general. Okay,
Ah,
so when he makes a call like that, sometimes smaller brained, lower IQ people can't understand that he sees 7 steps ahead. But I always trust Noah, and so I know when he's making a call, it's a game winning call. And actually, I had no idea it was going to work out, but Noah recognized that our team comp was just way better than theirs, and they can't walk up to us. In that last fight, when I was watching it back on stream, the Kane is actually full health at the end of it.
oh
So
yeah, he ulted
no
and
shot
dodged
that they're
everything.
beating us there. Yeah,
He
I just
ulted
had to
and
get a
dodged
GA
everything.
to not die.
Yeah, you unfortunately
So
cannot press R and dodge everything.
yeah, right. I mean, not all of us are broken ass champions, but
Okay, we're still
um,
playing Camille. Relax.
Yeah, with your
okay.
homie just Cho'Gath ulted his entire team. I don't want to hear it.
Listen, no, but I think it was a really good call. Like they were kind of bleeding us out, and trading dragons for barons and getting towers. So forcing them to come into us and just fight us 5v5 when we hit our item spikes was just a really good recognition of the game state by Noah. So I have to credit him with that huge macro call there.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. And I just had one more question. I just was wondering if you had any more shout outs that you might wanted to give out on the rest for I don't know. Do you have any shout outs? I don't know what the hell I was trying to ask at the end of that, but do you have any shout outs that you would like to say right now, Mr. Flans?
There's only one shout out that I will ever give, and that's to my team because we have such elite mentals. Like we've been getting our ass blasted in scrims. We had a really rough early game. We had to adapt, and the Yone was running all of us over, but we never gave up. And I mean, I'm just so proud of these guys. That's such an awesome win to start off the PRL season.
Honestly, yeah, it's a great win for you guys. You get to beat up Hoshi too, which as a Dorado caster makes me feel a little bit happy to see him lose in another org, but it's fine. But you guys have another match tonight against who is it? You have another match against La Biblio. Oh no, it's against Stunned Gaming Invictus. I just wanted to wish you guys good luck in that match, and we'll see you on the actual live PRL stream.
Thank you guys so much for the cast. Appreciate it.
You got it. Thanks, Flans.
Yep.
And with all of that said, I just wanted to thank you again, Chelsea, for saving me in my time of need of another caster. And I also wanted to thank everyone else for coming out and watching the stream, watching this, one game series of Dorado Gaming Gamma. But we really appreciate all you guys coming out and dropping follows for the Dorado Gaming Esports channel. Again, my name was Septi, and I casted alongside Chelsea tonight. And we just want to say thanks a lot for this, and we'll see you guys later. If you guys want to support our Dorado Gaming teams, I think we have a team in every day of PRL. We even have Dorado Gaming Gamma playing a second game tonight at, I believe it's 9 o'clock on the main Phoenix Rising TV Twitch channel. So if you want to go follow them, go watch and support. That's it. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a good night.